Well done by the Phillies. Good come from behind win.
Justin Crawford wrapping up his first week in the majors, trying to win the game here in the 10th.
It's sharply based hit into right center field. The Phillies have come all the way back, and they have won it on the first career walk-off base hit for Justin Crawford. They win it 6-5 here in the bottom of the 10th.
The Philadelphia Phillies come from behind and win it 6-5 against the Washington Nationals. Christopher Sanchez, another great performance. 7 strikeouts, allowed only 4 hits on 1 run. He did his thing. He struggled a little bit early, but he found his stuff and did his job. The bullpen did a pretty decent job, except for Jonathan Bowling and Brad Keller, who struggled a little. But other than them, Zach Pop, Jose Alvarado, Yohan Duran all did their job and got the job done. They'll score 6 runs on 12 hits, and I want to dive deep into those 6 runs. Kyle Schwarber gives us the lead in the bottom of the first inning after doubling. Try to stretch it out to get the third. Didn't work out, but we still scored the run anyway. Nationals then tied it up, took the lead, then extended the lead after Brad Keller gave up a home run to C.J. Abrams, a 3-run shot. Wasn't expecting that. But then for the Phils, just to come back, they didn't quit. They fought and fought and fought and fought. That's why they're called the Fighting Phils for a reason. And it all started with JT homering and then Bryce homering in the bottom of the 8th, finally. And I think Bryce is finally going to start to get going. Sometimes you need that one hit, just like that, to get you back in the swing of things. But nonetheless, Bryce homers, makes it 5-3. And then in the bottom of the 9th, with 1 out, Trey gets on. Schwarber gets on. Bohm gets on after Bryce flew out. And then Edmundo Sosa on an 0-2 pitch ties us up 5-5. And then we go to extra innings. And then he makes a leaping catch, turns the double play nice and smooth, pumps his fist. Let's go, baby. It was like the Edmundo Sosa show in the top of the 10th. And then in the bottom of the 10th, starting with Marsh at second base, Romuto gets on. Nice hit. And then the kid, the future star in the making, Justin Crawford, with his first walk-off career hit, wins it for us. And hopefully many more of those will be to come. Because I think Justin Crawford will indeed turn into a star. You just got to give him some time. His dad was a star in Carl Crawford. He'll be a star. And I hope that happens. What all of us just watched yesterday was like classic Phillies baseball. Classic come from behind win. Down by some runs and coming back 5 runs or more. That was like classic Phillies baseball. Great win. And we needed that win. Because, knowing our division, how tough it is, the Mets are going to be in it. The Braves, got off to a pretty decent start, 4-2. They usually start off 1-4. But this time they're not playing around. They start off 4-2. And how about the Marlins? They're 5-1. Now, I know they played the Rockies and the White Sox, but it's still something to keep in mind. But for the Phils to get this series win, it was much, much needed. Now the question is, what's going to happen now when we go on the road against the Colorado Rockies? And my personal opinion is that I think we'll take 2 out of 3. It all depends on how Aaron Nola pitches, because sometimes he struggles on the road, especially in a hitter-friendly ballpark. Luzardo, I expect to hopefully get the job done. And then Taijuan Walker, that game I just think is going to be for the birds. Unless the Phils score 10 runs that game, maybe not even 10, maybe like 8 or more runs, I don't see us winning that game with Taijuan Walker pitching. But realistically, I think we'll take 2 out of 3 against the Rockies. And then we got to play the Giants in San Fran. And the Phils, knowing our history against the Giants in San Fran, we never win there. I think the last time we beat the Giants in San Fran was 2013. I think it was like 2013. My elementary school days. That's saying something. But maybe this year, the Phils will finally get to the Giants and beat them in their own ballpark. But I think that Bryce is going to get going and the whole Phillies lineup is going to start to get going. They just need that one game where they get a lot of hits and score runs. And hopefully that this Phillies team can steer in the right direction and hopefully climb up and take the lead in the division eventually, because that's what it's all about. It's all about how this lineup is going to perform moving forward. If our lineup can score 6, 7, 8 runs consistently every other game, and you got our pitching to lock down the hitters, you got a good chance. The bullpen, knowing what Jonathan Dowling and Brad Keller, I don't think Brad Keller, that was like a once. He only gives up home runs every once in a while. I don't think that'll necessarily happen again. And Jonathan Dowling, maybe he'll find his ways again. I expect him to find his ways again because this bullpen, I would say, is a little bit better than last year. Not way better, but a little bit better. Because knowing you got their firearms in Duran, in Alvarado, and Brad Keller, you got 3 power arms along with Zach Pop and Jonathan Bowling and Tanner Banks and the rest. But the whole team, this whole Phillies team, just has to keep showing their fight, their hearts, their determination, the guts, the willpower to just go Rocky mode on teams, and they'll be okay. We just got to take one game at a time. Got through the Nationals. Just got to go, move on to the Rockies, and then so on, and then so on. All for today, guys. Remember, if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, smash that ridiculous thumbs up button. Let me know in the comments what you think, what your latest thoughts are, what you think of the Phillies win, what you think of Bryce's homer, do you think he finally gets going, what you think of Justin Crawford's first career walk-off hit. How do you think this Phillies team will perform moving forward? And by the way, follow me on my Spotify at the code Red Philly Sports Talk, my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all in the link in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time on the Code Red Philly Sports Talk. Go Phils!